Hasn't played many hands. He's in the big blind.
I'd be shocked if Gus Hansen laid this down. I really would. I think he's going to push, and he does. Look at that.
That's what he's done. He's pushed. He doesn't know whether he wants to watch or not.
At this point, I think it's a pretty easy laydown for Mark Goodwin.
He has. He's already laid it down. I think Howard's going to get off the hand as well. I really think he's going to have to muck it.
Pot is $126,000. Unbelievable.
Well, he's laid it down. He found out where he was. He knows his deuces and threes are more than likely no good.
I might have been wrong about you.
Gus Hansen picks up a very nice pot.
The one thing that's so magical about Gus Hansen, he's just as likely to bluff there as to have the nuts.
Very true. Well, having said that, it was up against Howard. I don't know if it's Howard I'd pick as the person to come over the top with here for a third raise, especially when he's been playing so tight recently.
Both players go all in or whatever. Have we run it more than once?
Started with 100,000. He's up 26,800 now. Not bad for a day's work, and the day is early.
Who's in charge?
Day's work. How about 20 minutes work?
Exactly. The big difference between tournaments and cash games is quite often when you make your first big mistake in a tournament, you're out the door. When it happens in a cash game, you're probably still going to be sitting at the table. And it can cost you a lot more if you don't settle your nerves and play your A game.
I would have called him if you I would have called.
Pass.
So Gus is in the pot with a 7-4 of spades.
If Gus Hansen starts running hot, he can be really, really dangerous.
Could also be a joy to watch.
How much?
I watched 2,000.
2,000.
Well, Alan's decided to call the raise with a 4-5 of clubs. Expecting to be live. Suited connectors. The guy these people came to play against, they thought he was here to splash his money in. He hasn't put a foot wrong so far.
He's in a big blind.
This is the first time we've really seen him mix it up, Dave.
Not a bad spot to mix it up. 4-5 of clubs there.
The only problem with the 4-5 of clubs, if you're calling Gus Hansen's raises, you could easily be dominated with a 5-7 or something, because these are the kind of hands that Gus likes to play as well. But a bet and a call. We've seen the turn. There's an ace on the board. How much does Gus like his hand now? He actually has the best of it.
Yeah, he's still ahead with the 7 kicker.
Check.
Of course, more often than not, the river card's going to make the kickers irrelevant. There it does.
Check.
Okay.
Both players, the same hand here. Both players have 6s and 4s with an ace kicker.
Chop it up. Well, they're all seeing what what Gus is raising with. So while the dealer chops it up, Bill Ivey stretches his legs, heads out towards the bar.
Oh, 7 played on the turn, right?
Any deuce or 3.
I think I'm probably the one who has had the biggest swings in the cash game. There might be another guy or two, but I've had a lot of big wins and a lot of big losses, and it's not too often the wins or losses cross the $1 million line, but it has happened.
There's Chris Jesus Ferguson waiting in the bar, waiting for his seat. He's yet to come. Hasn't managed to get into the game yet.
Pass.
This game is so amazing. We have some of the best players waiting in the wings.
Exactly. Still hoping to get a seat at this lineup. Eric Seidel back there as well.
$2,600 total.
There he is. The action going on just round the corner from him.
Pass. Pass. Pass.
Brace up from Phil and a call from Mike. These two have played together a fair bit before. And a little aces there for...
Check.
Now, if you're not going to flop a set with your fives, this is a pretty good second one.
6,000 total.
So Mike there with the aces. Has a pop at the flop, and I don't blame him. This is a pretty scary flop for aces when you're up against someone like Phil Ivey. He could be anywhere around there, and at the moment he's got an up and down straight.
Check.
Mike still reaching.
I love the bet here on the turn. With a flop like that, you can't afford to give the free card. Phil Ivey has 10 outs here. He's going to need a deuce, a 7, or a 5.
There's a call from Phil. This pot getting very big very quickly. Nearly 50,000 in the middle. Here comes the river. It's not good for Phil. The ace is still good.
Really hard to represent anything here after Phil Ivey.
Yeah, the flush has come back door. And Mike's still reaching.
He's going to bet for value here.
15,000 to you.
Now you wonder if maybe Ivey thinks Mattisau is betting a busted flush draw here.
It's about the only thing he can beat, and even if the busted flush draw was two big cards, he's likely to have hit the jack or queen so he could check it down.
Yeah.
There really is only a bluff that Phil can beat here. I can't see him making this call, even though he's getting 4-1. Eric and Chris Ferguson watching the action. Trying to decide what they're doing this spot.
Somebody sitting on the phone with Phil Ivey. Holding on while Phil Ivey tries to win $100,000. This is a spot where Mattisau, I really think he's hoping Ivey makes a move.
I think he's at least hoping for a call. He knows his aces are good right now. There's no way Phil's dwelling up this long with a hand that he can't beat. What a good lay down there from Phil.
Wow. Yep.
He recognised he was beat.
Well, that's the great thing about these players. I mean, what makes them so great, they know they almost have a second sense when to make a move and when to just be patient.
So here are the top three players at the end of the first session. As you can see, Jennifer Harman is in a commanding lead with a profit of $52,200. But this is a cash game and anything can happen. We've seen some great action tonight as the world's poker playing elite aim to get one over each other. Join us next time at the Full Tilt Poker $1 Million cash game to see who'll have to reach deep into their pockets for more cash and to see who ends up with all the chips. But for now, from all of us, it's goodbye.